As an adult, you get into fights here and there. It's very rare, and sometimes with family members, there are drunk moments when you're out, which is rare because ain't nobody got time. Like, I'm drinking, I'm cooling. Nobody have time to get all riled up and with you. Middle school, high school, people just wanted all the smoke. Really? Is this how that's gonna go? Fuck up, twin. Like, fuck, you got it. And I was just like, been learning new things here. YouTube's great. But hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. I am Shonda, and I just wanted to talk about my day real fast before I get into my think piece. Okay, I'm just going to hop right into it. I do want to acknowledge that I'm lost on numbers on where I'm at. I think this is like my 20th episode, maybe 21. Happy. I always use that. I'm always happy. I'm always happy about it, but I am happy. So here we are. But with my day, right? I am in the era of just doing some things. Currently, it's just research, right? But I am apartment shopping. With apartment shopping, very exciting process, also nerve-wracking. I hate it. It's a love-hate thing. It's my first time. And on the website, you show a particular price and then you do more research and it's extra. And I'm like, for this place that I want to go for, it is have like small extra things. Like, I got to pay for parking. There's trash fees, water, sewer. It's just like those three things. And of course, electricity. So they gave me the base pay of rent, but then all those extra, I'm like, okay, like this is not around the budget that I was looking for. So I sort of kind of have to figure out a little bit of extra, but career-wise, everything is just moving at its pace, and I have to be okay with it. Still upset on like how it's supposed to go, but I'm just taking my time. I'm just taking my time, which is I don't want to keep taking my time because I just want it to happen now, Sorry, I'm just adjusting. I don't have my pillows behind me, so this is just like a new little thing that I'm trying, loosening up here. Does this seem loose? If you see on YouTube, I'm like, hey, the adjustment. But with going apartment shopping, this particular apartment, I don't know why I'm so fascinated with it and why I want it. I initially seen this apartment 2 months ago, but it had a balcony. This one does not have a balcony, but it's still in the same like area, same building. So the look is different, but the way how I see it in pictures and whatnot is, and seeing how I'm wanting the setup, you start to fall in love with it, but then pricing, man, it's just tough. But as we all do, we always figure it out. But my day with the apartment thing, I showed up there, and this was a self-guided tour, so I'm waiting for the response back from these people because I'm texting a person to give me this information. And as time goes on, I was sitting in this place for about an hour. It didn't dawn on me. I was waiting in the parking lot community. It wasn't near the leasing office, but I was just waiting. And before, when I did a self-guided tour 2 months ago, it was I waited for the information about like 15-20 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes, because I ended up driving to a different area to check out those places, and by the time I was finished, they sent a text. So that drive was about like 15-20 minutes. I want to say 20 minutes. This time I'm expecting it to be the same thing, like, oh, I'm going to get something's going to come up. But as time went on and looking at my watch, I'm like, there's nothing. Like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? So now I end up going to the leasing office. The leasing office is like not manned, is what the person like told me. Like, people come in here and there when there's somebody ready to move in, and that's when there are people in there. But usually there's nobody in this office. So I'm glad that I got the lady, and she was like, how long, like, you've been waiting? I'm just like, an hour. And I said, whoever this person is, that I'm texting through, they just completely forgot about me. I don't know what's up. And as soon as I hit her and her saying, like, I can help you out, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, somebody's helping you. I'm like, little bastard, you punk, you bastard. I don't want to drop names, but it's just like, yo, really messed up my mood, but I didn't take that on her. I was like, things happen. I was very I'm happy that I got a person that was cool with her, but the person I was texting, I'm like, you I just flick them off, because it's just like, really, person. I didn't end up seeing the apartment that I wanted to see because it just wasn't available today. But it will be available on another day to check out, and I'm hoping that next week I'm able to see it. But I did see the loft and I was just went in there and I'm like, wow, like the loft is pretty nice. I got the little spiral stairs, and I'm like, yeah, one day. Yeah, it was cool. Like, it was an okay day. And I came home and here I am. It was times before I got here, but here I am, and I'm happy. But I just wanted to get into my think piece segment. I was just thinking today about, like, talking about fights and what was really the point of them, when you're in school. Because as an adult, you get into fights here and there. It's very rare, sometimes with family members. They're drunk moments when you're out, which is rare because ain't nobody got time. Like, I'm drinking, I'm cooling. I don't have time to get all riled up and with you, like, nobody got time for that. Nobody has time for that. But middle school, high school, people just wanted all the smoke because bullying was huge. And then you had the people who defended against the bullies, like, don't fuck with my friend, that type of deal. So, like, those, and then it was just beef. Like, it was just like beef in middle school and high school. And I was just like thinking back on it, like, wow. And then now when I hear that, like, my niece goes to school and she's been in a couple fights, and I'm just like, what for? And then hearing her reasons, I'm like, some of them, like, didn't really have anything to do with her. And I'm like, wow, like, what is it? And then I was trying to figure out, like, why I got into something. So it made me think about, like, the two fights that I just remember, like, to a T. One of them, it's with friends. Like, these supposed to be, like, my friends. One of them was my best friend in school. I think which one I'm going to start with? I guess I'm going to start with the one that was on the bus. I just recently talked about this story with my dad because my dad never really heard it. These two particular fights. So one of the fights, I was on the bus and I was sitting right next to my best friend. I was trying to tell a story. to the people in front of us, and she kept cutting me off. And I was like, stop cutting me off, stop cutting me off. And then she, like, hits me. And then I hit her, she hits me back, and then I slap her. And then somehow, like, we just started fighting. I really don't know why, but I was just like, I just didn't want to be cut off. Like, let me finish my story. I wasn't trying to be the main subject. I was just like, I just really wanted to, like, I'm talking and you cutting me off. Like, let me just finish the story. So she ends up, like, and it's really weird because usually me and my sister sit together on the bus, but this time we didn't. So she was up in front and I was, like, towards, like, the back, middle back area, mostly the back. And there was other set of twins, and the other twin was in the front too, and then the other twin was in the back, like right in the back seat for me. So when that started happening, she started to, like, hit me. She did get the best of me just for a little bit. She did end up getting on top because, like, we started in a tussle, and then she ended up, like, standing up in a way where she was, like, leaning on my body, and I'm, like, right here. I don't know if you see on YouTube, but I'm, like, back like this, and she's, like, up, and she just kept, like, hitting me. So they yelling up to Shawanda saying, like, yo, you're twin in a fight. And the other twin that was in there, all I heard was this voice like, fuck up, twin, like, fuck, you got it. And I was just like, ah, ended up like turning her over and then start like beating her, like really getting her ass better than what she was doing to me. Cause like, I'm like, no, like, you supposed to be my friend, but this is how you really gonna treat me just cause I said, can you stop cutting me off? Like, stop cutting me off. And you hit me? Really? Is this how that's gonna go? Bus driver couldn't pull over. Some bus drivers back there, they didn't really care. They like, I'm still gonna do my job at the end of the day. I don't even think that they really realize it, but it's like kids yelling on the bus. But I ended up scratching her. She got like a few licks with me. I remember parents coming on the bus and it's like, y'all not supposed to be fighting. I think we had to wait until my dad came or some parent came. Well, no, we just ended up leaving really off the bus because it's just like, ain't nobody got time for that. We ain't waiting. Then I told my mom what happened and that was it. But I was just like thinking about like, why did we, I knew that I ended up fighting because I was just like, don't cut me off. But like, this was supposed to be my friend. And we got into like many arguments before that, and I just don't know why we were still friends, You just need a buddy in school. Like, you just need somebody, that buddy, to be with you. And that's what she was through ups and downs. We were just still cool sometimes. I don't even know how we made up. But that was that. The other fight, now this fight was wild. Now, I need to have my Shawanda on here and my other sister Selena on here. I'm not going to tell that story. But I am going to tell a story where I got into a fight with the same girls. So I was down her house, and I just remember I was in her house, and we were like dancing the Destiny Child Survivor. And we were just going through a playlist, just listening to music of Destiny's Child. And we were hitting the steps, and she was like trying to be a choreographer, show me some dance steps. And I don't know how, I don't know why we got into a fight. It was something about the dance steps and something about her not taking my advice or I wasn't taking her advice. Because I wanted to do my own thing. And I was like, well, I want to do this. And she was like, no. And then she like put her foot down saying like, this is my house. You need to listen to me. I'm just like, well, I'm gone. Like, fuck your house. Like, I don't care. Somehow we started to get into a fight in the house. And then her older sister was like, take it outside. She wasn't too much older. Like, she was probably like 3 years older than her. I don't remember the age, but her sister was like, take it outside. And I was just like, all right. So then I started like fighting her outside. Like, I was beating her up. She was getting upset. The other friends that I knew were like right across the street and seen it. Saw that we were in a fight and he was like, what's going on? What's happening? I'm like, she trying to tell me what to do and I don't like it. And she being disrespectful. She just being mean. Like, I was like, she just being mean. And because they saw I was beating up, she knew that she was losing. She decided to go in the house and get this big orange like bat, and it was like the plastic kind. And I remember like I was like, okay, if you're going to get your bat, then I'm going to get my bat. My bat was way better. I don't know how. I think I was in Walmart and I just wanted this bat. It was red. It had the little cushy. It was like that cushion at the bottom. It was red and black and like they had the indents of my fingers, so like the little finger part. And it was cushy, but this one was a hard bat. So I was like, if you going to get your bat, I'm going to get mine. I don't care. And it was wild because the two girls that saw ended up like holding me so she could hit me with the bat. Like, so I pushed back with these girls. Somehow we still up. But I pushed back when she swung and she ended up hitting the car. As soon as she swung and hit the car, the girls let me go and I just went forward and I just started like beating her. Like, you gonna beat me with a bat? Seriously? Ah! Beating her ass. I was like, wow. And I don't turn red. I always like remember, I don't know how some people black out because I'm like, what is a blackout period when you're fighting? Like, I never can get there. I was like, I need to be conscious of like where I'm at. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what blackout is. But I just remember beating her ass and I was really, really upset. I believe her mother came down or some adult came and ended up breaking it up. I started storming off and it was wild because like, I was just like, like, walking down the block and going to my house. And what I see, my mom does hair, and she was doing my aunt hair. I just remember two of my aunts over, my aunt Lily and my aunt Cynthia, and maybe my aunt Desi. I think it was like probably three of them. But I just remember my mother had the like curling on her hand. She like, what happened? What happened? And I was just like, whew. And Shawanda said this was something like off of a movie. After my mother said what happened, it seemed like everything just went silent. And my response was, I beat her up. Like, I was so upset. But Shawanda was like, wow. Like, she just said that I was really hard that day and couldn't mess with Shonda. You couldn't fuck with Shonda. She was the shit. And I was like, yeah, I did that. Because I did it all by myself. Like, it was just wild. Because these people are supposed to be my friends. But don't cross me. Like, just let me get my point across. Like, it just seemed like that's how it is. And I just remember my mother, like, grabbed me across the shoulder, like, you all right? You good? I was like, I had to beat her up. She's like, no, you good. Go ahead. Go get yourself together. And, like, she just patted me and walked, and I felt like a proud person. But I was just like, Dad, why does it have to lead that way? Why does it have to get that far with these girls? It's just always the girls. And now that I'm older and just think about that, I haven't been in a fight since. I do get into, like, arguing with adults. Recently I had a customer come in here that I haven't seen for 3 years, and she just feels like she was just wronged with credits and whatnot. And I said, ma'am, I want to help you, all this other stuff. But as I'm like remembering the conversation, this was agreement that she agreed to. It was certain things that she couldn't do, and this is what she agreed to get the phone. And now she feels obligated to get these credits when I'm like, ma'am, no, it doesn't work like that. And it's 3 years. So how long you been paying on this bill? 3 years, and now you're coming in for credits. I can still help you, and that is what I said. I will help you. She made it very difficult. Like, why don't you just call off of your phone? Like, ma'am, this is your account. You need to just call off of yours. I'm asking you, can you just ask for a loyalty person, and I will talk to them. But I just need you to call. She gave me a hard time. I'm like, you know what? We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this like last time. Because last time, she made me cry. I broke down in front of her. I broke down in front of this woman because it's just like, you are twisting my words. I feel bullied. And I can't do what I want to do right now because I feel like I need to help you, and you're not letting me help you. So I broke down that time. This time, I'm like, we are not doing this again. I don't have to help you. You can leave my store. I walked to the door. I ended up holding the door for her. She comes to the door and was just like, you don't have to hold the door for me. I'm not a dog. You can go back inside. I'm like, I didn't call you a dog. I'm waiting for your kids to come out of the store, and it's courtesy, ma'am. But you have a good day. Bye. She ends up calling the police. Ends up calling the motherfucking cops. I'm like, you motherfucker. And then as she's calling the cops, she's loud and wrong and lying, saying that I cussed at her, calling her all types of names. 3 people in that motherfucking store, okay? And said, I have witnesses, and I didn't say anything of the sort. Nothing like that. You hold your own in certain moments. I believe I held my own this time. I was very proud of myself because I was just like, nah. As soon as the cop came in the door, it was just hilarious. He said, I got a headache. And I was like, right. I explained to him the whole situation, and then he was just like, well, I'm going to have her come back here. I said, no, I don't want to help her. He was like, oh, okay, like, you don't have to, I said, oh, well, I want her banned. He was like, no, I can't do all that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. It's fine, but I'm not helping her. She can figure that out on her own. Because he said, you tried to help her. I said, exactly, I did. I tried. But she bought it on herself. That was that. But it just makes me think how it's crazy how we let strangers push our buttons, in any circumstances that sometimes you do have to go overboard, and it's not like a self-defense thing. Usually I feel like if I have to fight, I would want it to be in a self-defense way, but never just somebody like, oh, right, bitch, I'm going to put my fucking hands on you. I'm so sorry. This is like, I don't know. This just seems really extra, but I swear I just feel like that's what that energy, that pent up just all comes out. You got to take it out on the person that you see, which not fighting wise, but I know that a lot of representatives get that. And I always tell people, they have people who get upset with bills, and I'm like, you got to take it out on the person that's the first person you see that has a uniform on that works for AT&T. I'm like, I'm not them. I can help you, so I just need you to bring your 10 down to a 1, and we can figure this out. You're in good hands. But I don't know. I just wanted to say I just never saw the point. Now I just don't see the point of fighting unless it's self-defense. But before, I guess back in school, it's just like, I'm never going to see these people again. What was the point of fighting? Why are we fighting? But girls are, and some guys, but I want to say most of the girls are just very, very venomous, poisonous. I don't even know what the word for them. They're just very snakes, There's a lot with girls, and I don't know, I just always try to, it's just good to spread kindness, but they just know how to push girls' buttons, and you gotta defend yourself and be that one, and that's it. But I just really hope people push through that with girls and anybody in school, middle school, high school, push through it. Don't fight. Don't fight. That was my think piece, though. I just wanted to tell those stories about my fighting days, and they're not over. It's like, no, they're over. But I do want to try to find some type of boxing class now for real self-defense, just in case moments. But I think that would be another podcast, another episode to talk about that. I'm going to move on to my random thought. My random thought today was just very weird because I always have customers coming to the store. This is going to be weird. It's going to be a little bit weird, but I always have customers come in and they ask, where are you from? And I always forget to say, I'm from outer space, just to joke around, but it's always quick. I'm like, from here. And they'd be like, well, it doesn't sound like it. And I'm like, why? And it seems like as soon as they say that, this countryside, so I can do a very perfect country accent. And I think it is very, very nice. I probably might sound really, really weird, but I really like it. But it always comes out when those customers say that. And then when I go back, I'm like, no, do I really sound country? Do I really? This is me trying to, but on a regular basis, see that switch there? It's so good. I feel like Tom Holland. But on a regular basis, I was like, no, I just don't hear it. I do not hear it. I do not hear where this country accent is from. And I'm like, no, I just don't. This is just the way how I sound right now, as is. But when I force it, when I force it, it comes out, I think, perfectly. And I just really like doing my country accent because I think it's really appealing and really nice. What I really got it from was the movie Raising Arizona. And if you haven't seen that movie, I think you should go watch it. It's a very old movie, but it's real good. Let me stop. But that's my movie right there. I think that's the part of my top 5. Raising Arizona. If you haven't checked it out, go. I would definitely give a review on it or something, or just talk about that movie because it's hilarious. What else? Wow. Okay. So yeah, that was my random thought, but I just don't know why a lot of customers. Let me know in the comments if you hear some type of country, if I have a country, if it sound country accent, because I just really do not hear it unless I put it on, and that's that. But moving on to appreciating the little things, I appreciate cards. What cards do you ask? These beautiful, Hallmark cards, or the birthday cards, those type of cards. But this card I got tonight from my older sister, Stacy. Shout out to you. Love you, girl. I told you that I would love to have her. She's going to be on my podcast. She's going to have an episode, and I was waiting for an apology, and this is what she gave me. I'm not going to read what she put on the inside, but it was very tearful, and I was like, oh. So maybe, I just wanted to say that maybe I can read it the next time when she's on. But reading it just, man, when I read it, because she came like in person and gave me this card, a little shooter, Tootsie Rolls, the fruity kind, and Klondike bars. Sandwiches, so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, how'd you know? It's just like, you got another sister. But I was like, oh, Stacy. And then she just talked to me. She said, don't read that card until I leave. So when she left, I read it, and then I called her, and I was like, how dare you? And she's like, what would I do? And I'm just like, how dare you write something so beautiful and then just leave? She said, yeah, I was going to let you read it in front of me and be like, oh, Shonda, oh, Stacy. And like, but it was beautiful. It's just a beautiful card, and it's just, I really do appreciate those. They really do come in handy. And with this type of message just on the inside, it's like, no, I'm not going to throw that away. I always feel like it's just, you get a card. Oh, she gave me $1 too in the card, and it was really nice. I'm like, oh, thanks. She's like, that was my cherry on the top. So it was really good. But those cards, man, like, they have it for every occasion, which is really cool. It's like people really come up with this stuff. Got the funny jokes, the birthdays, the anniversaries, death, weddings. Like, they have a bunch of those cards, and it sucks because you get them. They cost so much too, some of them. You know what? No, they don't cost a lot. But you get them to write a message. You probably might keep it for like a week or so, and then it's trash, like, unfortunately. But this is a card worth saving, so it'd be really cool to like look back on, and hopefully she lets me read it next time, when she's on here. Yes. So because I'm so obsessed with this country voice right now, I am going to close this thing out and would like to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. And remember to do these, let's say 4 things: rate, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. Make sure that you put that in there. And I am on Apple and Spotify. Please share your stories with me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com, because I would love to talk about your experiences. Share them on my platform. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. Good night.